We have had two live-action adaptations of the big, purple, one-eyed demon scientist from Cybertron, commonly known as Shockwave. Unfortunately, these appearances were very brief as Shockwave had limited screen time during both Transformers Dark of the Moon and Bumblebee, leaving us, the audience, specifically me, desperate for more of my favorite Decepticon. So naturally, being the critically in-debt 16-year-old without a paying job that I am, I turned to toys and spent $65 on two action figures that will really only serve me momentary satisfaction. Yay. The first figure would be the Transformers Studio Series Leader Class Dark of the Moon Shockwave, a figure that is bruising, fantastically huge, and covered head to toe in detail. The second figure would be the Transformers Studio Series Leader... Core Class Bumblebee Movie Shockwave? I must have mixed up a figure, give me a second. Nope. Wait. Oh, okay, now I remember. Hasbro still, after nearly 5 years, hasn't made a properly scaled Shockwave for the Bumblebee movie. Anyways, I still absolutely adore both of these figures. You guys know that I love the core class scaled figures, and this Shockwave is definitely no exception. I just don't get why it's a core class though. I understand that leaked listings tell us that a proper version is on the way, but never mind, I'm gonna give myself a brain aneurysm trying to figure it out. The tank mode is very small and adorable though. I love that the cannon tabs into the back of the head. That's just fucking hilarious to me. Dark of the Moon Shockwave is something else. The tank mode does sort of fall flat when it comes to stability and sturdiness, but this mode is essentially a complete afterthought. He didn't transform once in the movie, so I am honestly not bothered when he comes apart. He does also come with Brains, Wheelie, and one of the paratroopers we saw, and these accessories are pretty shitty. Brains and Wheelie are so easy to lose, and the paratrooper barely likes to wrap around him. These accessories also jack the price up $20 because this figure is a Voyager scale. Thanks Hasbro, I love you guys. So, getting down into Core Class Shockwave's transformation, it is very simple and it is very enjoyable. So the first thing that I like to do, this is the funnest part, believe me, just fucking rip the goddamn cannon off of the head. That's not what you want to do, but I don't have the fingernails right now to get my thumbnail into that little crevice, so if I break it, it's on me, I can buy another one. Anyway, toss that to the side, then take Shockwave here, unpeg the legs, unpeg the torso right here, swivel that up. That's not a swivel, Isaac. Just hinge that up, hinge this back, rotate the head, bring the rest of the chest up, straighten the thighs, hinge the feet, bring the arms down, untab them, then rotate them, then bring back the cannon, and just peg that into his hand, and boom, you have a tiny little midget Shockwave in his robot mode, and yeah, he really should be bigger, but I do like the way that this guy looks in this mode. And as for Dark of the Moon Shockwave here, you will definitely see what I mean by this mode is definitely an afterthought by the transformation, because it's also very simple. It's not many more steps than this guy over here. First thing that I do, I just take off the sword, which you can see that there's there's two holes. There's one right there, there's one right there. You can literally just peg this on top of there as well if you want. But I don't think that looks as good, so I just leave it right there. But I'm going to take that off and toss it to the side and grab these arms and just unpeg them, hinge them up, get those out of my way, untab the legs from the torso, hinge the neck down like that, rotate the legs up, split the arms, get them out of these pockets right here. Instead, I just popped the fucking arm off. Thought I broke it for a minute. Oh my god, that would have been horrible. Anyway, let's pop that up. Take this. You can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, so take this, hinge it, and make sure that this hose is hinged up. And you're going to want to make sure that all of this is hinged up right here too. And fold this right there. Just tab all of that in, like so. Tab the back in, tab the hips in, hinge the ankles down. Hinge the ankles down, rotate that. Okay, and stand them up. And after a very poorly explained transformation, because I'm not that good at this side of reviewing, there you have Shockwave in his robot mode. And yeah, this guy looks absolutely fucking fantastic in this mode. Oh my god, I love him. These two look absolutely phenomenal in the robot modes. Even Core Class Shockwave looks badass for his size. The transformation on this guy is so satisfying, and the robot mode is oh so adorable. The folks who created this fancy man completely doused him in lovely molded pristine accuracy. However, they failed to capture his absolutely chunky thighs. 0 out of 10. His, well, father figure over here is bruising and bodacious. Seriously, this is one of my absolute favorite figures in my collection in general. He is completely drowned out in detail, and I live for that dry brush purple paint splattered all over the body. Every last sculpted piece pops out and breathes intricacy, including the gorgeously gargantuan cannon that makes up his right arm. It is fucking huge, and so is the hose that runs up his back. These two are absolute kings. Down into Core Class Shockwave's articulation. For being a little Core Class figure, he does have a lot of posability. He's kind of awkward, like, with his ankles, though, and we will get to that. But he does have a mushroom peg swivel at the head, and that's it. No up and down, unfortunately. But he does have ball joints at the shoulders. Those can do a full 360. He has a swivel at the bicep and a swivel at the fucking forearm for some reason. Less than 90 at the elbow. Nothing at the waist, but the hips can kick forward that far, backward that far. He can do the splits, kinda. He has less than 90 at the knee, and his ankles are on hinges. But if you know how to pose, if you know what you're doing, then you can make something work. You can even use the hips as some for some leverage right there. So you know, it's up to you, honestly. Down into Leader Class Shockwave's articulation. This guy's absolutely jam-fucking-packed with posability, man. So, first and foremost, he does have a ball joint at the head. Can look up that far. Can look down that far due to an abundance of hinges and stuff. So you can even make him do that if you want to somehow make that useful. That's meme material right there, man. I swear to God. Head can do a full 360. I don't know if I fucking mentioned that already. So can this shoulder, and this one can too if you unplug the hose, but I'm not going to do that. Shoulders can move out that far, in that far. He does have like an elbow swivel, kind of, like a little below the bicep. That's a weird fucking joint right there, okay? This likes to fall off a bunch, but the elbow can bend a little under 90, that's what I meant to say. And the wrist is on a very weird hinge, and you can just have him jack the air off, I guess. Nothing at the waist, but the hips can kick forward that far, backward that far. He can do the splits, and you can even pull his fucking legs out if that helps you at all. Tab that back in. He does have thigh cuts, bend at the knee, and a whole bunch of hinges at the ankles, so that can move down that far, can hinge all the way up. He does have ankle pivots, and the heels can rotate and do a whole bunch of wiggly waggly stuff, and the knee pads are also on hinges. So yeah, this guy is very dynamic, and he does have thrusters right here that are also on hinges, so you can get him looking very, very cool. You can also tab the sword in right there, but once again, I just don't think that looks very good, so I have it under the arm, and that looks badass. So yeah, this Shockwave is overall very, very posable in his robot mode. Whoop! Bumped into my damn camera, man! So, I think these figures are both total bangers, but it will personally not ever make sense to me as to why Hasbro didn't just give us a proper Bumblebee movie Shockwave to begin with. The figure is still great though, as is the leader class. I recommend these guys if you can find Dark of the Moon Shockwave easily, but don't spend more than like $65. After that, you're kinda dumb. But anyways guys, if you enjoyed today's video and would like to see more, please be sure to grab the like button and choke it out until you are personally recommended more of my stuff. With all of that being said, this has been That Nerd Isaac 2006, and I'm rolling out. Peace.